If you think you have no time and no money to start a profitable online side hustle, I'm going to prove you wrong in this video. Because many beginners are afraid to start a new online side hustle, worrying that they don't have enough time next to their job or family life or enough money to invest in getting it started and getting it to a profitable point. But what if you have no time, no job, and a newborn baby? Because this is the situation Lisa was in when she got started with YouTube automation. She went from having a full-time job, being with a partner, to having a baby and being on maternity leave for over 6 months. So suddenly she had no income, but she still wanted to have an income to take care of her baby and of course of her family. And while she was on maternity leave, she also realized that she did not want to go back to that 9 to 5 job grind when she would have to. She wanted more freedom, more time with her child, and a way to make money online on her own terms in her own time. But like most people, she lacked the experience to do this and the clarity on what to do and how to do it. Now, luckily for her, everything changed when she found the right system and she actually tried out this system for long enough to make it work. And this resulted in her making over $3,000 in her first month of being monetized with YouTube automation. So if you think you don't have the time next to your job to start an online side hustle, I'm going to prove you how to do it and how you can make it work just like Lisa did. So let me give you a little backstory on Lisa, because this is actually a pretty cool story. Lisa and I were actually in the same university in Amsterdam, and she still followed me on Instagram and YouTube, and she knew that I did this like online side hustle thing working for myself since I like left university and finished university. And she was always interested in what this exactly was, but she didn't really understand it. And now, since she used to work a job, but then she stopped working a job because she got pregnant and got a baby, she was looking like for ways to make money online basically. And that is when she got reminded of me doing this, because I was just still posting stuff on Instagram and YouTube. Now, of course, like anyone should be getting started with an online business, and especially with a course or coaching, she was a little bit skeptical on what this was, how it works, and how you can make money from it. So she asked me some questions, how I did it, how I've been doing, like what the way is I am doing this, and why I chose YouTube automation. And after explaining this to her, it became very clear that this is a good model for someone that does work a job and maybe has a family, because with YouTube automation, you can put in the time when you want to and need to. And once your videos are online, you don't have to necessarily manage it 24/7 all the time and have to be online for it. You get your scripts made, your voiceovers made, and you do the research into your niche. But once a video is online, it's online, and you do not have to take care of it anymore in a certain way. You don't have to do the supply chain, like the shipping details. You don't have to do like customer support emails or anything. You just create the video, you upload or schedule the video, it goes live, and it keeps on running. And this is also what I explained Lisa. With most of the channels I have, of course, I have a team of editors who make the videos, but once a video is online, I have some videos from 2, 3, 4 years ago that still get daily views and make me money on the daily. And this is how YouTube automation can compound. If you have multiple channels with multiple videos in evergreen styles that get views months over months, it all grows together into like something bigger if you do it right. And this is exactly why I think this is one of the best online side hustles for most people to start when you do have a job and maybe don't have the most amount of time in the world. It doesn't require you to be inside working on the business all day, every day. If you have systems to make, like come up with ideas, make videos, write scripts, do voiceovers, and edit the videos, you can just do the reviewing part, manage your freelancers, and get channels up and running without you having to spend like hours every single day. Of course, I'm not saying you don't need to spend time on making this work. It will take a lot of time up front to learn how it works, get the people in place, and start your channels. But you don't have to be online all day, every day to make this work and run. Now, after some thinking and deciding whether she wanted to give this a real shot or not, Lisa decided to join my program. I explained to her the 5M system that I apply that goes over like the niche, the mindset you need to have, the fundamentals you need to have to start this, the niche research, and then the video building and the testing strategies. She decided to get on board and get started. And her main struggles and concerns were that she didn't have enough time to make this work because she had a baby to take care of. She also had to take care of her man and the house and stuff. She didn't have the biggest budget because, of course, she stopped working her job. She had some investment funds, but she didn't want to spend everything on testing an online business, of course. This is still like a high-risk business in a way. You have to invest money up front, and it's never guaranteed to get it back in the long term if you test channels. So there is a risk involved. And that is also like the third like problem she had. She was uncertain if she could make that work not having any YouTube experience, not having any like video editing experience. And I think this is also a big complaint or concern a lot of people, maybe you have, viewing this. If you have no technical experience or like content experience, writing scripts, finding niches, doing voiceovers or editing videos or doing graphic design for thumbnails, can you make this work? And that is, again, like Lisa made it work, so you can probably too. But of course, you need to follow the right system, the frameworks, and the ways to make something like this work. So the main thing that Lisa needed was clarity and focus on the side hustle and business she was going to run, and also the fundamental information of what YouTube automation is, how it makes money, what works, what doesn't work, and the feedback on the niche research to get started and set things up properly. And then obviously she also needed a proper testing system to follow on how to test niches, how to find videos, how to test a niche and a format, and how many videos to post, and when to cut it and when to scale it. This is the clarity that most people lack starting an online business or a YouTube automation in my case, where they just watch a lot of random YouTube videos from different creators and they just give it a shot, but they don't stick to a certain plan they make for running the business, when to start a channel, scale a channel, cut a channel. Every online business is different, but with YouTube, it's all about testing niches and formats. And if you don't have a testing strategy and plan that you follow, then you will get emotionally stuck to one channel for way too long. And yeah, if it doesn't work, you just waste time not testing different niches that might work quicker. And this is a problem that most people have that I worked with. They try doing it themselves first, but they start a channel and they get, again, emotionally attached to the channel. So they don't want to cut it off when it doesn't seem to work, because they invested time and money in it. And then it's harder and harder to let it go over time. Another thing that really helped Lisa was accountability and, of course, reviewing the work she did. So the way I approached it with her was I taught her the systems and the frameworks on how to find niches, test channels, and do the like factually check the numbers. But then, of course, I would get on calls with her and tell her, hey, this niche, this is a good idea, this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea, this might work, but you have to check the numbers on this. And this way, she basically cut off 70% of the niches she found, which I told her are probably not good ideas based on my past experience testing channels myself, working with other people and seeing what works or doesn't work in the market. And this just helped her avoid a lot of bad niches, make better informed decisions on the niches that might work, and also know which niche to test in what way, how to make the content in terms of not spending too much on freelancers, but using AI tools that are cheaper for her to use, putting in some time herself to make the scripts and a voiceover, and then handling the video editing with an editor that could do that for her. This is another big mistake that I see a lot of beginners make. They want to make a very unique high-end channel as their first channel themselves. So they want to spend $200 per video on some exclusive high-end channel that they've seen someone doing, thinking their quality will set them apart. Now, even though I do believe high quality can bear better results, if it's your first time doing this, I would not recommend you at all to spend a lot of money on your first 10 or 15 videos, but just getting in the reps on niches that are easy to make primarily with AI tools nowadays. If you're going to be spending $100 or $200 per video and you do like 10 videos, and if you don't see the results from those videos, which you will probably not see, you might get lucky and find like a very good winning niche. But with YouTube automation, it will take some time to get momentum on your channel. It will take some time to get into the YouTube Partner Program. And then also, once you are in it, if you make, let's say, $10,000 in January, YouTube only pays you out at the end of February for that month. So from time of getting started to having your first monetized channel to getting a good payout, this might be like 3 to 6 months, depending on how much you test and how quickly you get monetized. So spending too much upfront might be a very risky and scary thing to do. So two very important things for you to think about when you're starting YouTube automation is which strategy and format am I going to be following and testing? Which program am I going to be following? Which person am I going to be following? Like, whose strategy do I like? If, let's say, I do a lot of like long form YouTube videos about like vintage stuff, for example, well, maybe someone else that teaches YouTube makes kids content, and maybe someone else makes only YouTube Shorts content. So these are three whole different things in the YouTube automation atmosphere or environment. So you also have to find that person that does something that resonates with you, on the strategic level of what they make, but also on a personal level of you resonating with that person, his ideals, values, and yeah, the way he does things. And once you have decided on that, you just have to give it enough time, test enough niches and markets to actually give it a chance to find something that works. And with Lisa, this was her, I think, her second or third channel that finally popped off. And that got her within 3 months to a $3,000 a month level, to a point where she was making more from her YouTube automation side hustles than she used to make from her 9 to 5 job, working way more, way harder, being away from home. And yeah, from that channel, she was and is still, I think, making more money than she used from her 9 to 5 job. So if you are not sure if you have enough time for this or enough investments for this, I hope this story about Lisa inspired you a little bit and showed you that even people that have no skills with YouTube automation yet can make this work. People that work a job can make this work, and just got a kid can make this work. You just gotta find a dedicated system, give it enough time and enough effort to test, and really go for it long enough to make this work and give it a fair chance to be working. Now, if you want to learn more about my 5M system and the way I approach finding these channels, building them, and making the content in a niche, you can join my free 5-day YouTube automation challenge in the description below. It's a free to join group. It's a 5-hour, 5-day, 5-hour challenge you can take to see if you like my methodology and me personally. And then after that, you can decide to work with me on a more personal level. But again, you do not have to. It's completely free to join. So click the link in the description, and I hope to see you inside. Now, also, if you want to see the full interview I have with Lisa of her whole journey going through this, you can click the other link in the description I have. It's a 30-40 minute interview I have with Lisa to show you what she struggled with, what she gone through, and how she enjoyed, liked working with me and how she did it, basically. Lastly, if you like this video and it inspired you, please like and subscribe. I have a lot more videos like this coming, free YouTube automation content for you, how I did it, how my clients did it, and how you can too using the 5M framework. And if you're not convinced on YouTube automation yet or how to start, click this video right here, because these are the 3 things I knew before starting YouTube automation.